For several decades, it has felt like video evidence is the gold standard when it comes to determining if somebody is guilty or innocent. But a recent development in artificial intelligence technology has made it possible to generate footage of somebody appearing at the crime scene. It is absolutely terrifying, and I think it has massive implications for the way that we live our lives. So in today's video, I want to talk all about it. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's me, the part-time economist, and in today's video, I wanted to start off by showing you this incredibly realistic footage of AI-generated videos of people looking like they're going to commit a crime. So credit where it's due. This is not my video clip. It comes from a website called Futurism, but I want to play this for you because this looks, if you are showing this in court, this would look very believable, right? If you didn't know that this was AI-generated footage, you could totally believe it, right? You could think, look, this person is on camera. They were clearly trying to steal. The security guard stopped them, right? So obviously the point of this video is that none of this ever happened. It is completely AI generated. Now, this is obviously scary for a number of reasons, right? And I want to think about it from two different angles. The first is if you are accused of something, right? And someone says, oh, look, I have video evidence, right? What if someone doesn't like you and they generate video evidence of you committing a crime? Now, obviously, I am not a lawyer. I'm not a defense expert, anything like that. I would imagine that there's some kind of process that evidence has to go through to be validated to make sure that it's legitimate, right? And if someone introduces video evidence, again, like I said, I'm not an expert, I would imagine it has to get verified or vetted in some way. However, here's the key thing. AI detection tools, they are not perfect. Things are going to fall through the cracks, right? So you can't just look at this and say, oh, someone's going to generate AI content of someone committing a crime and it's going to get thrown out. In the vast majority of cases, we would hope that it would get thrown out, but what about those times when it doesn't? What about those times when the AI detector fails and someone says, look, we have you on video committing this crime? What are you going to do, right? It's a scary thought. So, at least for me, there's a couple things that go through my mind when I think about this. Number one, it is going to be increasingly important to have alternative ways of verifying where you were at, what time you were there, and what you were doing, right? And I feel kind of ironic saying this because remember several decades ago when it came out that, oh, Google is tracking your location, your iPhone is tracking your location, right? Remember how terrified we were of that? But now I'm kind of thinking about this in a different way. If there's a possibility that someone could generate AI footage of me committing a crime, right? And let's suppose that it makes it through the evidence verification process, right? My word is not going to stand up to a video. It's just not. So I'm going to need some other independent third-party way of saying, look, I wasn't there. This is fake, right? And I think one of the ways of doing that is your cell phone, right? If your cell phone is always tracking your location and it says, hey, at 12 p.m. you were at Walmart, but this video says at 12 p.m. you were at Target, right? Now you have something more than just your opinion, more than just your own testimony. You have independent third-party data that can back up where you were at what time. So I know this sounds kind of ironic, but I think with this new development in AI, you are going to see people rushing to give up their privacy, right? People are going to be rushing to say, look, I want some service that verifies where I was, what I was doing, right? So like, I know me personally, I'm going to put location tracking apps on my phone. I'm going to let Google Maps access my history. Why is that? Because I want to have third-party evidence of where I was at, what I was doing. I can also see people having increased video surveillance in their own home, right? So that they can prove, look, I was at home at this time. I wasn't out here doing this other thing, right? So obviously this is important from a defense perspective, right? But let's look at the other side, right? Again, for decades, video evidence has been the gold standard. If someone is smashing your car windows in, right? Or if they are stealing something off your front porch, right? If you had Ring camera footage of that, it was like, oh, it happened. We see the video. We're good to go, right? But now let's flip it around. Let's suppose that something really did happen. You have legitimate footage of someone committing a crime on your property. There's always now going to be that suspicion that maybe that video is completely fake. Maybe that video is completely generated by AI. So this is really something that can cut both ways, right? It can affect us if we are the innocent party where we are being accused of something, but it can also affect us if we're the innocent party and we're trying to prove that someone did something to us. So I don't really know that I have a specific answer, a specific solution to this. Like I said, I imagine there's going to be policies, procedures that come up to validate this type of video evidence. But look how far AI-generated content has come in the past couple years, right? If we think into the future, 5, 10, 15 years, this stuff is only going to get more powerful. So this is my opinion. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice. My personal opinion is that you are going to need to, again, be able to prove where you were at, what you were doing. So again, this is just my speculation. I hope you found the video useful. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.